Hello guys, welcome back on day 3 of our FreeRTOS series. We are covering one of the most critical topics in real-time system. First one is delays, second one is timing, and third one is software timers. Timing isn't just about waiting in an RTOS. It's determine how tasks operate, how periodic operations runs, and how we structure responsive embedded system. By the end of this video, you will understand why you shouldn't block the CPU with traditional delays, how FreeRTOS schedule task delays, and when to use software timers for efficient timing behavior. So, in bare metal microcontroller code, you might use blocking delays like delay function to wait. That means the processor simply spin doing nothing until the delay is over and nothing else can run. So consider your microcontroller having one while loop. In that, you will call one delay, which is 100 millisecond. So if your microcontroller is executing this function, it can be wait for 100 millisecond. It cannot execute other task. But in RTOS, like FreeRTOS, non-blocking delays, tasks are expected to give up the CPU while they are waiting. This lets the scheduler run other tasks, which is essential for multitasking to work correctly. So consider your microcontroller is scheduling 3 tasks, which having different timings and priority. First having 1 millisecond, second having 10 millisecond, and third one having 100 millisecond. So it can be executed based on this scheduler and the priority of each task. So in FreeRTOS keeps tracks of time in until called ticks. A hardware timer generates a tick interrupt at a fixed rate, often 1 millisecond. Okay, and all delays and timer function in FreeRTOS works related to these ticks. So consider tick 1, tick 2, tick 3, tick 4. It can be generated by hardware timer and it is based on FreeRTOS configuration, which is tick resolution. So one tick equal to 1 millisecond. So how it can be configured? So we need to configure tick rate in hertz. So if 100 hertz, we need to convert in millisecond or tick period. So tick period equal to, we have the formula 1 divided by tick rate, and 1 divided by 1000 is equal to 0.001 second. It can be 1 millisecond. So if your one task is in running state, your other task is in ready state. So scheduler will pick ready task and it can be transferred to the running state. And if some task having waiting period, it can be shifted to the block state. It's waiting for ticks X. If X means 1 millisecond, it can be wait for 1 millisecond in the blocking state. When a task asks to delay, it doesn't block the CPU, it goes into the block state. So that is the use of tick timer. So in the simplest way, delay a task in FreeRTOS is vTaskDelay we can consider as a generation of delay in the RTOS. So consider we are converting 500 ticks, 500 millisecond into the ticks. So consider you are shipping and you need to wait after 500, wake up after every 500 millisecond. So your tick timer will execute this time, and if it can elapse, you will go from wake up to ready to run state. So that is the use of vTaskDelay. It can be execute every specific time which you given into the function. So vTaskDelay works related to when it's called, but in periodic tasks that must run at fixed interval. This can cause timing drift. So we can consider one scenario. If you try to wake up exactly every hour, but your last sleep varies by a minute, you won't wake at the same exact minute every hour. So consider this is your wake up fixed interval, and in that your timer varies every hour by 1 minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So you cannot wake up every hour by a specific or fixed time. So what you need to do, you need to add vTaskDelayUntil. That is our solution for adding the vTaskDelay to execute at a fixed time interval. That is the use of vTaskDelayUntil. We'll go and take one example. Imagine a temperature logger that must read a sensor data every exactly. We ensure fixed interval sampling. So we need to initialize one function in that we need to read the temperature and sending data over the cloud. So consider we have temperature sensor that is interfaced with the microcontroller and we are sending data to the cloud based on this tick time. Okay, so consider your other task is in run state, or means in the temperature task in the run state, it can be sent to the cloud. And if you are reading this every 1000 millisecond, it can be wait in the block state for 1000 millisecond, and then it can be transferred to the execution in the run state. So that is the real-time example which we are considering. So what is the FreeRTOS software timers? Software timers let you execute callback function after a time delay or periodically without tying it to any specific task. So consider this is your user task and this is your FreeRTOS timer service, and this is the callback function where you call this as a software timer. So consider an example. We need to read the heartbeat periodically at specific time interval, which is 1000 millisecond. So we will use the callback function for the periodic time or the software timers. So what is the use cases? We are handling timeout handling, periodic status update, delay retries without blocking state. And what is the best practice in this? I'll give you some hint or the points, bullet points to avoid this. Avoid blocking the CPU directly. Example, you will not use the loops in the code. You cannot use delay function in your code in the FreeRTOS. Use vTaskDelay when you just need a simple delay within one task. Use vTaskDelayUntil for precise periodic behavior, and use software timers when you want callback independent of a specific task loop. Do not block inside timer callback. They run in timer service context and should complete quickly. So we'll wrap up day 3. You now understand how FreeRTOS handle timings with task, delays, and software timers, the backbone of real-time behavior in embedded system. Tomorrow we'll explore, or in the next video, we will explore queues and task communication, so you can coordinate data across tasks efficiently. If you found this video helpful, like and subscribe, and let me know in comments what demo we should build next. Thanks for watching.